Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Things Podcast. I am one of your hosts, extremely tired and angry. I'm joined by New York's wealth of knowledge, Tristan.
Hey there.
We are also joined by Chris.
Hey, yo.
And we are also joined by 2013's starring role in Austin, or 2003 starring role of Austin Power Gold member, Fat Bastard Stunt Double Drew.
See, if you wanted to be really funny, you could have said 2013's winner of The Biggest Loser, but
You know, I don't even know if that show, Drew, does that show still come on?
as a veteran,
I see you re-rolled and doubled down at the same time.
You see what I did there? You saw what I did there?
Yeah,
Thank you, Tristan. High five,
Nice.
virtual. Bloop.
Virtual. Drew has said 0 words.
Because every time I call him a different fat name, he looks at the camera and he like wants to kill me. But that's fine. Fatness Everdeen. Hi.
He does that like that Dwight shit from The Office, but
Dwight is the man.
He is. What's the fat black guy's name? Stan?
Stanley.
Stanley.
You are Stanley.
Yeah, I don't be giving a fuck.
You guys both know his name is Stanley, right? Not Stan Lee. That's a completely different person.
Well, of course. Well, let's get the rhetoric out of the way because I'm about to drop a couple of things that we've shied away from
Go
saying
for
on
it.
the show.
Tell him how to contact us and all that finaglage.
Yeah. Since Drew hasn't done his peace and vegan
Do
blessings.
it. Do it.
Peace and vegan blessings. We survived.
Oh, there we go. All right, yeah, broccoli boys. Let's go. Come on.
Drew's speaking to the mic too, by the way. Giggity.
Pause.
You can you can leave us you can leave us an email at feedback@thephoenixpodcast.com. You can shoot us a voicemail at 678-753-5144. That's 678-753-5144. And I guess you can call me Angela Rye 2.0 this week. It's not gonna be as bad, but
As the meltdown from last week.
Because me and Drew kind of went off and we were dubbed the MVPs of that episode, apparently.
I love how that
Thank you
happened.
for the feedback for that.
I love how that happened, and I had nothing to do with anything. It's one of those things, like a real feel-good moment for myself, because usually I'm the person who says a lot of wild, stupid shit. I had nothing to do with it this time.
It's gonna get wild now.
Oh, this episode
well
is
then.
all me.
This episode is brought to you by Roots. No. I think so. There's a couple of things that has gone on in this past episode. This past week. God, episode. Wow. So,
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
My best friend last week has passed, so I'm dedicating this rant to him because I know he kind of was very outspoken, and that was a shock. So Joel Williams, rest in peace, rest in power, love you to death, and let's see you on the other side. However, you girls that have gone to Charlottesville, and not to be confused with like Charlotte's Web, because some of you bitches are probably like, oh, that pig and that spider had a great friendship, and
shut up.
being stupid about the whole situation. Y'all's president kills me because I was
he
at
might.
work. Well, yeah, that is very also true.
He's trying to.
To hear him get on TV, like watching him talk, like I find it like I want to play a drinking game one day to how many dumb things he can say in a speech, because I really feel like I would get alcohol poisoning. He comes out and condemns, quote unquote, unequivocally, it's a new word there, I'm going to write that down and use it later, that the neo-Nazis and the white supremacists and they're just horrible people, and they're things, you know, both people on both sides were wrong, and her name was Heather Heyer, I believe.
Yeah,
Hey, yeah.
Shout out to her too. Her family is about that life.
The fact, and her mother is just I live.
Everything.
Comparing her to the people who claim to be white nationalists. And let me just break this part down because, and Drew and Chris, I know y'all probably just gonna jump on my shit for this. However, one, there's no such thing as a white nationalist, as your bloodline does not come from this country. Two, there's no such thing as a black nationalist due to the fact that bloodlines do not come from this country. You cannot be a nationalist unless you are a Native American. Two, it's interesting how there's a lot of banter and talk about how we need to get over this and all these other things. I'm sorry. You're not called niggers at work. You're not called niggers in the street, niggers at the store. The reason why I keep saying this word, and I hate this word, and I've never really said this word on this podcast before, is because it's frustrating when you have white people who are the purebred definition of dumb dorm room fucks is the best way I can put that. And I saw that on the video on Twitter. So when you're repeatedly reminded of the past, when people are calling you this word that has so much hatred behind it, that has so much negativity behind it by the people who created the word to begin with, it's kind of a point where we can't let this go because you are not willing to let it go. And you are not willing to let some of your privilege that you so highly, like that you hold dear to your heart. And I'm trying to find the words to really say this because I'm really kind of annoyed by it at this point. And Viceland had put up something on their channel where they said an Asian guy born and bred in New York, parents were both immigrants, came to this country with a white supremacist. And he said something in that dinner that they had that I feel as though the reason why white men are racist, or white people in general are racist, and they feel so threatened at this point because their president's given them the power to speak up, is because he flat out said, we are becoming a minority in this country and we have to preserve our culture and our history and our dominance in America. So
hold that thought there. Hold that thought there when you finish, because I'm going to jump right there when you're done.
Okay.
Continue.
And I think that is the quote unquote issue where in this country we are celebrating Columbus, who stumbled upon America. You didn't discover it. People were already here, who raped, killed the Indians, who lied to them. The people who talk about the Confederacy. I mean, it's great to support a losing side. I mean, hell, the Dallas Cowboys still have fans. I don't understand that, but it's great. It's great to support a losing side, and history has shown that you idiots are supporting people who defected from their country, who lost the war, and who were a bunch of dorm room dumb fucks, as I like to keep calling them. But at the end of the day, no, we're not going to get over it. No, we're not just going to move on. Yes, these statues should be taken down. And I'm happy for the city of Baltimore and other cities that are starting to do this thing. And no, we should not be preserving the historical context of slavery in this country, as slavery still exists in many different facets at this day and age, which is still mind-boggling to me. And you don't go to Germany and see statues of Hitler. You don't go to see Jerusalem to see a Nazi flag hanging up at the Capitol. You don't see Hitler statues erected, giggity, at the town square in Jerusalem or Germany and things of that nature. So why is America hell-bent on preserving a Confederate flag that is built or that was made upon hate, that was made to show that the fact that they are people who love slavery, who got off on slavery? That is what that symbol shows. And for people to defend it in 2017, it's kind of like with Obama in a way, and people can have their opinions all they want to. Again, I think Obama did a great job as president. It's not the president's job to fix local issues. That's why you have local elections. I don't see why that issue is lost on people. So again, for me, it's kind of y'all had 8 years of that. And then it's like this bigot comes out of the neck of the woods, and it's like we have to gain our control back and all these other things. I just don't understand it. I also don't give a fuck to understand why this is happening. But at the end of the day, don't let your president get your ass fucking whooped. And that's all the goddamn hell I got to say about that. So Drew, you can go for it if you'd like.
This thought was on my mind. I wasn't sure. I mean, you said you was like gonna be worried if something you say was a little too much. You possibly may have to just edit this whole part out. I don't know if this is gonna be too much what I'm about to say, but I held this conversation this week after all the events and stuff too, because it's just quite interesting of what their whole reasoning and everything of their and all the stuff they say, taking the country back and shit like that. When you really think about it, what the fuck are they preserving? Because they truly, in a white American, they don't have no culture. When you really think about like just even like a neighborhood, like you think about a typical suburban neighborhood, like you're saying, these guys, these folks that live like that, they don't have like a culture of like a restaurant they can go to. What the fuck have they done in this country?
Unseasoned chicken.
Just to be clear, I want to be very clear because I don't want anyone that is Caucasian listening to the show to think, oh, it's just racist. You just show your racism.
Yeah, like I said, it's not because how I said it though, because that's why I said in this country.
Okay, so thank you. Because
we all came from somewhere else,
right? Because I love Italians.
No, I said it like that on purpose. I said
okay.
It's not the case. Like I said, motherfuckers love pizza. We love spaghetti. Even some of these guys, they saying they bred from freaking Germans. Like, who doesn't love a fucking burger and shit like that?
What?
But all right. That shit, like it's.
Tristan, I'm dying for Tristan to jump in on this convo. I'm not gonna lie.
This is very problematic.
We're talking about food. I forgot you getting. No, we're talking about food. Tristan's probably extremely happy. No, but in terms of like American culture, there is like that doesn't exist for these. Like these motherfuckers wasn't around for this. Like we're not trying to hold on to slavery. It's just that we never got. It's never truly been dealt with. As I said on the last show, there's been no true reparations. Of course, there's been moving forward, but we still got a long way to go.
A long way to go.
We've got a long way to go.
Long way to go, man.
To get all reparations, Big Daddy.
But fucking high noon. Like this, like this is what the fuck they're trying to hold on to. The Cree show. Like they're trying to hold on to some statues about shit that doesn't affect them. Like the work of slavery is still shown here today, of course.
Yeah, man. Them statues are ugly as shit anyway. They wore stupid fucking hats. Just burn them.
Well, like, what is it that you're looking up to, or what about the Confederacy that you hold so dear? You wasn't around for no type of slavery. Like, yes, there's legal slavery now, the prison system that you freaking play a big part of. But these Confederates, these are nothing that we have to hold on to. It's not history. Hey, and I mean, it's not really talked about also. I don't want it to, like, it's also seemed that, like, yeah, because of the Civil War in the North and shit like that, if you truly, like, know what's, like, that whole situation, it's not that, like, the North, like, Abe Lincoln, all these motherfuckers, they freed us for our benefit, or because they felt like, oh, maybe we, like, we kind of did a bad thing. Let's give these guys a fucking chance. Maybe they are human. It was because they just wanted to win the fucking war. We were just pawns in the game, and the freedom was just a little incentive to get us to fight. Because, like I said, shit ain't changed really after that. They just freaking started killing us in other ways, and they didn't have us work no more for free. And still to this day, we're underpaid, underemployed, incarcerated. So don't freaking make it seem like because we're taking on these freaking statues that shit is like it's like we're moving forward and this and that. We've been fucked up, and all the motherfuckers who like there was a quote today from Heather's mom about. It doesn't make sense why the death of my daughter is what opened the eyes to a lot of to white America. Like I said, we've been saying this shit is going on, but it's all just like, oh, we're complaining, get over it, this, that, and the third. So it's like fucking. I just don't understand what they're trying to hold on to. Yeah, motherfuckers have no culture. We push everything, fashion, like even like I said, and also you have true ancestors overseas, like fashion, music. any type of culture, anything that you indulge in, like you're not going to a white nationalist restaurant. Like it's unseasoned chicken. We're good.
And
Like
mayonnaise.
there's fucking Jamaican restaurants, there's fucking Indian restaurants, there's freaking Hispanic restaurants. Every hood, everyone fucking eats Chinese food.
And pork buns.
Like the fuck. Yeah, and pork buns. Who doesn't like a
Because it
motherfucking
wouldn't be a
pork
show.
But I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if I can. I've been thinking about that the whole week. I wasn't sure if I was gonna say it on there because, like I said, it could come off. He's like, "What is?" We were trying to figure out what is their contribution, just food wise. Like we just having debates in group chats. We're just like, "Yo, what the fuck? They got casserole? What the fuck is the white nationalist meal?" Like,
I don't know,
but-
because even the white some bitches in the Defenders ain't even from America. So
We'll get to that show in
So-
a smooth moment. Trust.
I just the only
are we,
reason I
we
just
still
brought it
talking
up,
about
I-
racists? Oh, great.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'm not
let me
taking it
know.
off. I'm closing out. I'm just closing out here. It's just that I didn't know if Phoenix
'Cause
was
I
going
wanna
to talk about it in the show.
Tear
So-
ass into this
gonna
fucking
hold that in.
bullshit that I saw this
Yeah,
weekend.
you're waiting.
Okay, well, let's
You're definitely-
there's a couple of news items to check off. I'm just gonna do this one little thing real quick and then we can move right the fuck along. If you have seen anything that has leaked as far as Game of Thrones is concerned, please do not feel that you are obligated to jump into any form of group chat, Xbox Live party, PlayStation parties, and just immediately assume people want to have anything spoiled unto them. Someone jumped into a party chat where Drew and I was in. Just gonna remain nameless at this said moment.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
you're talking about. It's the Rat King.
Oh my god.
The Rat King.
Wow. So
Hold on.
you know, just came right up on in there, sis, and was like,
Ratatouille.
it
Ratatouille.
was like, oh,
Ben.
so I saw the new episode of Game of Thrones a smooth 4 days early, and I'm like, you are inviting spoilers. At this moment, I must leave because I don't understand why. Drew and Chris will definitely know this. They call me the purse. Okay, I don't.
Because it falls out of your mouth?
Holy shit!
Giggity.
What the fuck are you
Pause.
talking
Giggity.
about?
I don't know, but I'm just gonna say giggity, and I'm gonna move on.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that.
I didn't know either. That's why I paused it anyway.
Yeah, like that's not what it means. I'll tell you what it means after the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is, there's a reason why I was waiting for Sunday to watch it, and I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to these kind of things. So just coming
True
into
consumer.
there we have it. And coming into a party and wanting to just spoil things is just completely asinine. So you were immediately blocked, and
Yeah,
you're
I
on
didn't-
90-day probation.
I saw
We
the
saw
shit
it.
before mad people. I didn't say fucking anything.
Yo, we talked about it all week, and we talked to you almost like basically every day, and
Didn't say a
that was
word.
never an issue at one point. I watched it after Chris watched it, and he just like, yo, the episode was fire. And then he said, here's the link. Do what you want to do.
Whoa, whoa,
and that
whoa,
was-
whoa,
it
whoa,
was
whoa, whoa, whoa,
Throwing you under the bus, huh?
Whoa.
I'm not throwing it. It's the freaking internet.
Contraband.
He didn't go and hack. He didn't go and hack HBO.
TSA,
Contraband.
TSA,
Contraband.
please.
Contraband,
TSA.
contraband.
Well, okay. He typed in Google and you type in GOT season like was 7 or whatever.
I
week
didn't
episode,
type
and then
in
it comes up.
anything. Listen,
I didn't say
anybody listening to this show,
Check his Google history.
listen, I don't even know how to use the internet.
Ignore the
Whatever.
porn.
Private browsing. Private browsing. I'm good.
Don't
So,
ignore the
wait,
porn.
man.
Like we saw the show and like
Yeah.
that wasn't even an issue. That's the funny shit that it's not even someone you talk to regularly. And even like I said, I'm in the party, and even when I mentioned, I was like, "Yo, I'm good." I didn't talk about it unless someone like if it was just me and him, maybe it's just us. But if there's other people around, I would be like, "Yo, I didn't talk." Like anytime it was brought up, I was like, "Did you see it yet?" And then
Yeah,
I'm like,
I wouldn't
"Oh."
just start blurting shit out. But
Yeah.
speaking of porn, real quick, if you go to spankbang.com, somebody uploaded
Well, this is
a
good
bunch of, somebody uploaded a bunch of scenes and titled them Pickle Rick from the Rick and Morty episode. I don't know why this person has done this thing, but this person has done this thing.
But they are a
And
saint.
yeah, they're real chaotic good out here in this world.
That's I don't know. That's just like you're going to watch a little dirty movie and then
I'm not gonna lie. Every time Chris brings that shit up, I just get the slightest chuckle, like spank bang, like
No, but honestly, Spank Bang is like premier in
that's
free streaming porn site. They had Wonder Woman on that fuck. Anyway,
Wait,
Yeah.
is
That's what
it
the-
wait?
yo,
Is it
yo,
Spank Bang or
they
Spank
upload-
Bank? Like
with a G,
deposit and
bang,
withdrawal?
bang,
Oh, whack.
like bang.
Look at this
No,
guy.
no, no,
Take-
no.
take
Spank.
notes.
I'm pretty sure there's the Spank Bank.
but she said she bang, she
Bang.
bang,
Shut
Can't
up.
believe you did that. Can't even believe you did that.
she boo, she no. Anyway, so yeah. With that being said,
Can
this
I do
week
this?
went on sale.
Oh, we're doing that first.
Woot woot.
I forgot about news.
Google fucking up again.
Whoop whoop.
In the house.
Whoopie
So
whoop, we back.
has anyone garnered your preservation of the Xbox One X Scorpio edition?
No,
My hand is raised. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Oh, you did.
I mean,
good?
yes.
Oh, good job. What did
I had that money
No, yeah.
saved from 2016. I was ready.
No. But did you actually reserve it yet? Because you were still
Yeah.
in between.
No, I
where-
did.
You did.
I did. Yeah.
You did GameStop.
No, I did Best Buy.
Okay.
no, yeah, me too.
Oh, you
Same
did Best
seas.
Buy.
Everything.
Yeah, I both did Best Buy. You
No,
did
I did
GameStop.
Amazon. I do Jeff
Oh, you
Bezos
did,
for
you
everything.
did it. Okay, so we did.
You really
Amazon.
got it off of Amazon?
Amazon
I
was
always
done by the
Amazon
time I
too.
checked it.
I do everything with Jeff Bezos. What are you talking about?
Yo,
I
Bezos
feel like
is
you're
a
pulling my
fucking
leg
man.
here.
Why would I pull your leg? I don't even. That's not even a thing I do.
Yo,
to
we
people.
fuck with Bezos. Yo, Bezos is the big homie.
That's my guy. I got a bunch of tie bars from him also. Same day.
I was so
Oh, yeah.
confused when you
Oh,
said
yeah.
that in the chat. I was like, who the hell is a Bezos? Like, what is this?
The fact that
Sounds
you
like a
don't know
seasoning.
Yo,
who the guys, you have to know the people behind the four horsemen of the internet apocalypse. If you don't
you
know,
have to.
if you don't know who runs, if you don't know who runs Apple, Google, Facebook, and Amazon, you don't know anything.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay,
You have
Chris.
to know these guys by name.
Chris, you win.
You have,
That's all I'm
you have to
saying.
look at it before and after. You have to look at it before and after of him though. His
Jeff
transformation-
Bezos is the ultimate glow up.
he looks like some.
I'm talking
random-
about personally, financially, swaggerly, everything.
His swag level, he got money, but it's not like a Negro swag up of like a rapper. He don't go from
Yeah.
like a freaking G-Shock to a Rolex. This motherfucker just look like some freak. Like well, we're from New York. You've been up here, Phoenix. Like you'll just see some random white guy on the like this some dirty looking white guy. It's like, what are you doing with like you're just here. You're a human. Like he just looks like he's
You're
wandering.
Nah. Honestly, what happened is he went from Jared from Subway to Scott Disick. This dude dresses
Yeah.
phenomenal now.
Yo, he freaking
So, do you
wears
have
A's
Jeff
in his
Bezos
vest.
Prime?
What? Yeah,
Of course. We fucking live off of Prime. Yo,
dude, I got my gaming show of Prime Day. We talked about this before.
Oh yeah,
This
we
is
did.
like-
we did.
this is
It was
huge
even on an
news.
episode. It was
Yes.
even on an episode. Yeah.
if your friends do not share Fat Kid Deals links with you, then they're truly not your friend.
Them people don't fuck with
That-
you
he
musically.
didn't wait. He said, this motherfucker asked me one day. He's like, I need a book bag. 2 days later.
Book bag.
Like, I was like,
Oh
yo,
yeah, I
what?
did, and I got it.
Yeah, same thing with mine. Drew sent me one.
No,
Boom.
No, I was talking about Chris. I forgot you too. Look at that. That was,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what
Look at that.
Bezos
See?
told him he holds.
Chris, do you run? I mean, not Chris.
He keeps
Drew, do you run Fat Kid Deals?
Oh, here we go. Anyway,
Shut the fuck up.
So okay, everyone has an Xbox One X Scorpio edition.
I actually purchased a new headset off of it. I actually purchased a new headset off of it today.
I
The
got my
$9
headset
one?
off of there too. Wait, you
$9.
got it?
I mean,
You got a
You
$9
talking about that
headset?
$9 headset?
Yes, the beautiful thing. I'm gonna try it. If I don't like it, customer
He's
service.
like, I'm gonna try.
More
it.
than likely, I'm like, I don't want it no more.
You know what?
Turn it.
I'm
No
not
problem.
trusting
But
Fat Kid Deals with your ass anymore because you gave me those stupid headphones that was like $6.99 that are horrible. They are a cheap
But
knockoff of the
Tracy actually likes them.
No comment.
when I got them, and I got them for myself. I was like, here, you need headset anyway. Phoenix says he doesn't like them, and the crazy shit though, they are cheap because she.
Did
broke
you
everything that
get
goes on here already.
Did you get a new charger from Jeff Bezos because the Rat King took hers?
I definitely did because after the Rat King robbed me, I definitely had that replaced.
All
know
these
what?
motherfucking Ninja Turtle villains coming into my people's lives and fucking shit up.
Well,
Not a fan.
Nah, but
wow.
I'm
Okay.
not a fan.
But no, I was gonna say the if you don't know with Amazon, a lot of times if you reach out to them in terms of a return, if it's a cheap item, a lot of times they'll just tell you they'll refund you and just say keep the shit. They'll be like, yo, we don't care.
Unless it's
We
from
got
some
money.
really weird third party bullshit vendor, then you got to go through a
Fried.
whole rigmarole.
Or even if you be like, yo, my shit's under warranty, and you be like, yo, I need a replacement, and they'll just
Yeah.
like, you don't have to send the other one back. Like their customer service is fucking A1. I have a bunch of shit here that like I brought Tracy some freaking foot warmers, and she said they didn't really keep her warm. I said, nah, just keep them. Here, take
Did you
the
get them
money.
from Fat
I
Kid
said,
Deals?
cool.
Because if that was the case, they're cheap and they were not supposed to keep your feet warm.
No, it was
Fat
fucking obvious
Kid
they were cheap.
deals with links coming from Amazon predominantly.
In eBay.
Yeah, but no, he said.
I mean,
it
eBay
was a
too, but
freaking
they're predominantly
off-brand shit. He's making it seem
Amazon.
But he's making it seem like they were Beats. Like we brought some off-brand shit. I brought some off-brand ones and they were great. It just happened that she broke one pair and she lost my pair. That's the reason why I'm trying to replace with another cheap pair. I haven't
Illumin.
been able to land a good Bluetooth.
All right, my gums are bleeding. I
But,
really want to dig into this fucked up show.
Oh yeah, he goes. Wait.
That's just gingivitis.
Oh, wait. Are we gonna finish
Gingivitis.
about the
So,
pre-order?
is anyone doing a midnight thing outside of you? Okay, let me talk to Tristan. Tristan,
Coochie?
are you doing a midnight launch for Xbox One X?
Oh, like picking it up at midnight? No, I'm gonna get it the day of.
Okay.
So
No, this fancy guy.
So Phoenix is the only one
good.
doing midnight, eh?
I'm not gonna
Basically.
incriminate myself over the internet. I'm just prepared to have it over the day.
Well, I think
What internet?
Here.
What are you incriminating? You're buying it legally. Are you a scammer?
What do you mean?
All right, Joanne.
What internet? Are you talking about the show?
The show.
You think your coworker's gonna listen to this and be like, "Hey, man,
Could you imagine?
I get it. He's a message.
did you call out to go get a video game?"
Drew,
real
I
messy
need you to
bitch.
put the mic close. You sound low. Thank you.
Oh, I apologize. My
Thank
bad.
you.
He definitely sounds like the fucking clown from Spawn, just laying back in the chair eating chicken. Like you gotta
my
come.
God.
I'm
That sounds
relaxed.
very-
I'm really.
That sounds relevant.
That was another fat joke as usual. You freaking pussies.
Well, you are what you don't eat.
Ooh.
No, Drew. Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Drew eats
I had a-
literally everything.
I had an
Besides
ass-eating
ass.
joke, but I'm
Same.
Oh yeah,
Same.
there's no yeah. I'm not ass because I definitely don't eat no ass.
So,
NL.
just really quick, and then we can dive into.
God damn it!
No, Chris,
You're
you're
the
gonna
guy
give me
eating,
this.
yo.
You're gonna give me this. Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
Pause.
Yeah. So for anyone getting an Xbox One X this holiday, starting in I believe it's October,
my
you're
face
going to be
hurts.
able. I know. That's what. So you'll be able to download or pre-download the 4K updates before the console launches, so you can switch them to your external hard drive. Hopefully, you all have those, and
hmm
that way, when you're at midnight and you're getting your console, you'll be able to just pop it in and go. Giggity. So, with that being said, let's talk about
The
Marvel's
mid-fenders.
The Defenders. And let Tristan and Drew go first because.
Oh man!
No,
Nah.
I mean, no.
Let Chris go
just
first.
let Chris
Okay,
go.
Chris, you go.
Let Chris go first.
He's been fiending to talk about.
Because I want Chris to blow up at
Fuck
the end.
Danny Rand, and I'm done.
Yeah, let him go.
Chris,
What'd you say,
please
Phoenix? You
go.
want me to what?
And I wanted you to go
What did you do?
last because I wanted you to just completely blow off. But
Oh.
Drew, again, your mic, we're just not going to have these conversations, okay? It's just not going to happen today. You sound like you're
Eat
far
it.
away,
Put it in your mouth.
or
Fast forward.
Pause.
or it just sounds like it's caught on one of your chins. I don't understand.
Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
I hate Tristan so much, and I'm so going to enjoy next week with you, Tristan. It's going to be fun.
Jesus.
Anyway, I'm not talking about.
I guess I have the floor.
You have the floor. You have 5 minutes of uninterrupted airtime. Go.
Bullshit. 5 minutes.
Go.
So last year we talked about it a bunch of times on this show. How we all met up at Comic-Con and had a great, grandiose time. Tons of fellowship, cool shit happened. Phoenix and I found alcohol in the lowest of all places, and we ended up sneaking into the Iron Fist panel. Within this Iron Fist panel, we got to see the first 5 minutes of the new Iron Fist show when it wasn't like out yet. It came out this March. Everybody saw it. It was a ton of dog shit. On top of that, they brought out the Defenders cast and they showed the little whatever they showed.
And everybody, the holy shit chant.
Yeah, and Phoenix started the holy shit chant. They brought out Sigourney Weaver. Everybody was, oh shit, Phoenix, the Gorn for a year straight. That's all we heard. The fucking Gorn. The fucking series came out this week. And I'm going to tell you guys, like I'm telling everybody else since Friday, this has been the most disappointing fucking thing I have ever seen put out by Marvel recently, and I have mirrors in my house. So don't anybody fucking tell me that this was a good show. Because if you watch this and you think this is a good show, it must be two Defenders, and I got the defective one on my Netflix account. I don't know what the fuck is going on. To begin, Iron Fist is still weak shit. The show runs on limited amount of gas, and the gas is powered by the supporting cast. People like Misty Knight, people like Claire Temple, people like Colleen Wing. Even Madame Gao is better than the fucking titular characters of the show.
Gao Palm.
Yeah, the Gao Palm Fist is strong in New York City.
Wait, you wouldn't even rank Jessica Jones in that?
No, because she can't fight for shit still. I don't know who's choreographing them fights, but she ain't got no type of fighting prowess.
No,
I
don't know.
What are those noises? What's going on?
It's gone.
Somebody knew what the fuck was happening.
I mean, maybe he started his own fight scene.
Yeah, so
better than the ones in the show.
Yeah, basically that bitch don't change her fucking clothes. Luke Cage still wearing the same goddamn hoodie. You get it shot up, put on another Carhartt hoodie. You're dressing like fucking old 90s hip hop videos still. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that.
Oh my god.
Apparently Luke Cage's powers vary. I don't know why, but he gets hit by Iron Fist with the fist and it hurts. And then he's getting pummeled or having a hard time struggling against nameless, faceless, rank and file thugs. I don't know why the fuck that's happening. Is the man with the unbreakable skin? Hello? He's not just supposed to be bulletproof. When people hit him in his first season of his series, motherfuckers' fists were breaking and cracking in half. Now all of a sudden people can punch him and he gets hurt. Elektra is undead.
Maybe they had Judas fists.
Elektra's undead. She's not super powered. She doesn't all of a sudden have super strength. Why she can throw this motherfucker and kick him and he's hurt, I don't understand. I don't know what all of a sudden she's made of, because that's not how Resurrection from the Hand works, but whatever. In any case, Daredevil still fights better than Iron Fist. Daredevil was only trained by another white guy who was trained by lesser monks than the ones that trained Iron Fist. Why is Daredevil a better fighter than Iron Fist? He punched a dragon in the heart. What the fuck?
That must have hurt.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. The only redeeming character in this show at all is Madame Gao. Everybody else is terrible. The other supporting casts are great. 2.5 to 3 cool things happen in the entire fucking 8 episodes. And all of it was just like a big, giant soaking diaper full of baby piss. Why the fuck Iron Fist still fights like a newborn baby bitch is beyond me. I don't understand why he's still getting beat up by regular ass dudes. You're supposed to be fighting like Daredevil fought undead ninjas to a standstill in the second season of his show. Iron Fist was taught to fight by monks. He killed a dragon. Why are you getting beat up by dudes who just have ski masks on? What the fuck is going on? Somebody explain that to me. Somebody explain to me how the fuck Elektra can come back from the dead, fight Daredevil to a standstill, but Iron Fist gets his ass kicked by her every time. How does any of this make sense to anybody? Besides all of the obvious intricacies of why this show sucks, they had 8 episodes. And if you heard me talk about these Marvel Netflix shows prior to this one on this great program that we do every week, you know I have a problem with 13 fucking episodes because they goddamn drag. I figured they would have done what they needed to do in 8. Much like Game of Thrones is like, all right, yeah, all of these things that we thrown in have plot holes like a motherfucker, but so what? We're just pushing this shit forward because we got no other choice. This fat bastard's not writing any more of these books, so we got to do something because we signed this and this deal to make these amount of seasons, so we got to put this fucking shit out. So they're just making it up as they go. But guess what? It's fire. They putting out fire fucking episodes. And what the fuck are these motherfuckers doing at Marvel Netflix? They're putting out 8 episodes of talking. Nothing even kicks off until the end of episode 3. And you only have 5 more episodes of this shit. And then there's still major lulls in action, story development, and progression for everyone. Luke Cage is still like just talking cash shit to all these 3 bros that he's fucking throughout this series between Jessica, Claire, and Misty. Like, apparently he's got the mandingo because
That's a lot of coffee.
yeah, he like I like this shit to me is incredibly boring. There is maybe a couple of cool things that happen within the titular character scenes, but most of them happen with with supporting cast, Madame Gal's palm fist, the fact that Misty Knight finally got her arm cut off, so now she can get her bionic arm, and they can do the Daughters of the Dragon or maybe Heroes for Hire, which is Colleen Wing and Misty Knight and a couple other people. But who knows if they're actually going to do that? I think they should because they went ahead and cut this broad's arm off. So you might as well just pay it forward and let's do that. Because
I figured they were.
I mean, at this point, what else are you going to do? You cut her arm off. This is how this is supposed to happen.
That caught me off guard, actually.
Technically, it's not supposed to happen because in the comic world, yeah, I had to explain to Tristan because he was freaking out.
I was losing it.
Oh, he was literally freaking out. And he hit me up. He was like, why does this happen? Yeah. He was like, oh, no.
The same way Phoenix felt about other scenes is how I felt about that scene.
Wait, can you pause there real quick? You know the crazy things? Y'all had that conversation, and that wasn't in the group chat then. So, yeah, being that I didn't see the show yet, y'all didn't spoil it for me. Wow, that's good friends.
That's why I told Tristan, I was like...
We had it in the group chat.
And then
like,
I told him to text me. Yeah, I said, text me on the side.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't watch it, but still, good friends. Continue.
Yeah, but yeah, this is where that should go, because that to me seems like it would make a really good series because those characters are really good, but for some odd reason, again, they don't know how to do the titular characters properly. Daredevil is phenomenal. That guy Charlie Cox is doing a great job playing Matt Murdock. That's fine. Everybody else has issues. The fact that every time Luke Cage came on the screen, they decided to play old school hip hop music or neo soul, some type of Floetry, Erykah Badu music was really rubbing me the wrong way. I don't know why that happened. Like, that was unnecessary. We got it. We know he black. You don't got to do that, though. Fucking Jessica still has the same issues going on that she had in her shit. She's a little sarcastic and funny when she's, like, lipping off to people. But the cachet of that wears off fairly quickly in the show because then you start to kind of predict how she's going to react to people when they say shit to her. So that's fucking whatever. The guy playing Iron Fist, terrible job. Finn Jones is awful. That tattoo on his chest, gotta go. He was dressed like somebody from a J. Crew catalog the entire fucking series of the Defenders, and I cannot understand why. Luke Cage had on a hoodie, sometimes just a t-shirt. Jessica had on that leather jacket with that big fucking scarf. I don't know what season this series was shot in. I don't know if it was winter. I don't know if it was fall. I don't know if it was the end of summer, maybe the middle of spring. Who knows? No one can really tell. Stick was walking around dressed like the same old bum military veteran like he always is. Nobody knows what season it is. Fucking Sigourney Weaver's character, Alexandra, is walking around dressed like Blanche Devereaux from the Golden Girls. Nobody knows what fucking season it is in the Defenders. This shit didn't make any sense. None of it made sense. Now, what should have happened, and not because I feel like I'm spoiled because of what happened in the comics, and maybe that's why I'm projecting so awful on this show, but not really, because the stuff that happened in the Daredevil shows wasn't really a lot like the comics that I've read, and that was great. And the Luke Cage show was good, and none of that stuff really happened in the fucking comic. Jessica Jones also. It's the Iron Fist shit. It's the action that barely exists. It's the story development that goes nowhere. It's the fact that there are people who should be way better fighters that don't know how to fight at all. It's the fact that they brought in Sigourney Weaver to basically not do anything. They brought in Elektra back from the dead and then somehow nerfed her character while at the same time giving her a mega power buff where she could beat up people like Luke Cage and Iron Fist, which should not be. She's somehow stronger than Jessica Jones, who has superhuman strength, which the hand bringing you back from the dead doesn't automatically grant you superhuman strength. I don't know where they got that from. But Bakuto obviously being alive, everybody knew that. That other dude was cool. Still don't know who the fuck he was. Madame Gao was great. Sawande Abatunde, whatever the fuck his name was.
Doomfist.
Yeah, Doomfist, who looked like Will.i.am from the Wolverine movie. Yeah, his character was pretty cool just because of how creepy he looked. But yeah, the show is mid to Reggie, and I suggest you don't watch it for people who haven't watched it already. And if you have not watched it and listened to me say all of this, then I just spoiled it for you because we didn't really put a spoiler disclaimer before I started talking about it. So now you know everything that's terrible about the show. And none of these guys are going to tell you anything good about it. So you might as well just turn this show off now and, go watch Ozark or the new season of Orange is the New Black, some Rick and Morty episodes, or maybe some old Golden Girl fucking apps. Something that'll give you a good sense of self and a good feeling, because this show doesn't do that. This show doesn't fucking do that at all. Claire Temple is very sexy when she's getting her box smashed to smithereens by this coffee-drinking asshole Luke Cage as soon as he gets off the bus from prison. That's the only other cool thing that happens in this show. Everything else, kind of crappy. Kind of bullshit. Really draggy. Not enough action. Terrible acting. Iron Fist has got to go. I'm done.
Well then.
Well, Taylor Swift posted a picture of herself, a snake, online today. So there's that.
Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra.
Oh, she should have said that.
Who wants to go next? I can go if you guys would like.
I want Tristan to go next because I think he liked it.
Yeah, you person, you go.
I mean, we probably have a few dissenting views in particular areas.
He's so educated. Did you hear it? Dissenting views.
Dissenting views.
Up. You got to throw a Scrabble word in there every now and then to remind them.
I mean, you throw a lot of big words right now.
Yeah, you feel like you're disrespecting me.
So watch your mouth and get on with your review of this show.
Okay. In short, I would tell people to watch it. If not, to ensure that nothing happens with Netflix Marvel shows afterwards. I don't want shit post Punisher to get nixed because the Defenders did horribly. Because execs are like that. They don't separate shit. They'll be like, oh, people don't really like the Defenders, so we're not going to do fucking Daughters of the Dragon because they're not going to watch it. So watch it if not for that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it wasn't that great. It was paced horribly. It was because of the 4 different people of the Defenders, it was shot almost like in 4 different ways. As we mentioned before, way too much hip hop for Luke Cage. There was only one time was only one time in this whole thing where a hip hop song played, and it wasn't a reference to Luke Cage, and it was at the very end when Iron Fist like lit it up or whatever. And then
and they
just, like,
started
all
playing
started
Wu
fighting.
Tang.
That's the
When
only
they played the
time.
Woo.
Yeah, that's the only time. And even that I still felt mildly offended. But anyway,
Triggered.
right. I kind of wish they did 13 episodes only because I feel like giving them more time, they would have been able to kind of, I don't know, flesh things out better. I felt like the same thing as you. Like, because they had 8 eps, I thought that they were going to do things a lot, like the pace was going to be a lot better. But since they spent half the time just kind of having 4 separate stories and then finally converging on episode 4, and then action actually happens on episode 7, when twists and shit start happening. It was just really slow. What a twist!
Double twist. I was like, Tristan, what are you talking about?
Oh yeah, I fucked up because I thought I forgot that was a fucking flashback. That particular thing. So I was like, oh my god, he's still alive. Yeah, I was an ass. I was high. Whatever.
Listen to that.
Okay.
Folks. He was high and doesn't even think the show was good.
It could have been so much better. If I'm gonna break it down, as you said, Charlie Cox's Daredevil was great outside of the cliche of him pining over his girlfriend and therefore threatening the whole team.
That's his thing. But that's his thing.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that.
That is Daredevil's thing with Elektra. He will literally go to the ends of the earth to sniff her butt. Like, that is what he does.
Yeah, no, and I'm okay with that. Let me do this in ranking order. I actually enjoyed Jessica Jones because I felt like where Daredevil
you
gave
just
me,
like that one part, man.
I'm not gonna lie, that was really hilarious because Kristen Ritter does a really good fucking blonde girl. But anyway, oh my god, can I quote that? I'm totally gonna.
I'm not gonna lie. That part, I did actually laugh at that part. Like, that part, I popped at that part. I'm not gonna lie.
But I just like the fact that she's so not interested in any of this shit that it brings in a very mild comedic element when she's on. In the same way that Daredevil is the only person really giving you some kind of action. When it comes to Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, I mildly get it that their choreography sucks, mainly because I guess in terms of Netflix and how they're seeing it, is just their thing is just punching very strong.
Yeah, because they're power people.
They weren't trained by monks and ninjas and secret white people in secret white meetings or whatever. So it's just about like, it's not really about like choreography or whatever. It's just like punch this person, get hit,
just throw your weight around,
bounce back. Exactly. So for Jessica
but even
Jones's
that
case,
could be done better.
Yes, but then that's just an overall. We already have overall issues with the general fight choreography. Sans maybe 75% of Daredevil.
Yeah,
but that's just Charlie Cox being a very good actor, in my opinion,
and his stunt person doing great work.
Yeah, his Walmart version doing really well with the moves that they were given.
That dude looks hilarious.
Yeah, although the stunt double for Mike Coulter. Actually, pretty spun. I mean, ball black dude, it ain't that hard. But
could have got Drew.
Yeah. Nah, you gotta get someone in shape. But come on, son. One per year. I'm done for 2017.
All right.
I'm done for 2017.
Until Comic-Con comes around.
Nah, then I gotta hate on Della. But that's once a month.
Dude, that's every day.
But anyway, so
is the fake man even here?
No, he's here. He's on mute. But so, what was I saying? Luke Cage was all right. I was not a fan of the hip hop. For a guy with a whole bunch of morality, he really, as you said, he was really just screwing everybody. Which is, I mean, hey, get it? Shit, I would too.
No bombs, but I would literally fuck every woman in this show.
Right.
Don't blow up this building full of evil, mystical ninjas and dragon bones. But I will fuck the cop, the woman with the power, and the nurse. Does the samurai Asian girl want some too?
But I think my issues. So I kind of already spoke about and the other last good thing obviously were all of the supporting characters, even like the mild supporting characters, like that black kid's mom. Who was like, oh, I lost all my babies because I felt that.
Oh yeah, she was good.
I give her an Oscar for that, or an Emmy, or a Tony, whatever it is.
That actually was like that was good. But that was a strong scene. That was strong.
All of the supporting characters are the best thing about the show, and for a good 5 out of 8 episodes, they were locked in a room.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna get much of good old Foggy or Karen Page or really. I mean, you got as much of you could as of Misty
I could
Knight
do without
and
Karen
Colleen
Page,
Wing.
and I'm gonna get too much of her in Punisher because she's in that. But whatever.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. That should be in it. But all right. So that's the last thing of why I thought this was all right and watchable. Finn Jones is horrible. I'm sorry. Finn Jones is not good. He's not a good actor. He is a void of charisma. He's a void of acting talent. He's a void of actual choreography when it comes to fight choreography. He's just not good. He doesn't resonate or do well with other people. There's no good banter. It's just not good. And it sucks because you can't really swap him out. Well, maybe you can at this point.
No, I mean, here's the thing.
Not Viv,
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. But the thing about it is it was nice to see their modern day take on how Luke and Danny first met and started their friendship. That was a little bit cool to see, but the fact that Finn is such a terrible Danny Rand, it didn't make their know, and plus because they wanted to have Luke push that white privilege issue on him because of today's world. That made their fucking initial interaction very horrible. It wasn't organic.
It was kind of awkward.
All.
Yeah, it felt really weird.
Like Claire and Colleen just putting them in a room, talk it over, boys. Like, what the fuck? That's not organic at all.
We're gonna progress the plot.
Yeah,
we're just gonna leave while you guys.
You just forcing these motherfuckers to be friends because one of you has a glowworm fist and the other one can't get killed by bullets. That's stupid.
Yeah,
like they should actually have to have an initial common goal to meet up in the first place, not because he's banging you and he's banging you.
True. But he's horrible, and I mean it sucks because you can't really do much about it.
Hey, Ken, pulling out Viv, just like you said. I don't see a problem with it. I really don't see a problem with it.
Very true.
Honestly, they could have swapped out. They could have swapped out Trish. I would have never known.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the most boring scene in this entire thing was when Trish was talking to Karen, and I was I need these two white girls to stop talking to each other.
I was just like, why? I was like, why are we spotlighting this fucking blonde ambition shit right now?
Can't do this right now. This is boring. I'm high, and it's ruining it.
I was like, it was the most boring interactions. I could not stop yawning. That was supposed to be the most exciting thing that happened to me all weekend, and I was bored to tears.
Yeah, but Finn Jones was not good to me. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the Hand. Everything with Finn Jones is boring. Everything with the Hand, which obviously fucked up a bit of, to some people's opinion, fucked up the latter half of Daredevil, and fucked up obviously Iron Fist, and also fucked up Defenders. The Hand is, in my opinion, just not a great, or their handling of the Hand was just
that's what it is. Their handling of the Hand is terrible because the Hand is supposed to be one of the premier rogue villains in Hell's Kitchen. The Hand is supposed to get mixed up with everybody who's a street level hero. And
the fucking Foot Clan.
Yeah, basically. So it's how the fuck do you ruin this? And they found several ways.
Also, and Phoenix is probably gonna hate me, I am not a big fan overall. I'm not a big fan of Alexandra. I don't think she provided anything. And it makes sense to me now that I guess she was really, in essence, some no-name person to just be death fodder for Elektra to then kind of take over.
Yeah, because if she was an existing character to be killed like that, no one would have stood for
right. It wouldn't have made, it would have been a nightmare.
She had to have been some new throwaway character that no one's ever heard of.
But it was just this new character no one's ever heard of, but somehow has this massive power that everyone's listening to her. I just didn't feel power behind her. I didn't feel the urgency. I didn't feel her random 2 words of Japanese, baka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, I actually meant to fucking text you, but I didn't remember what episode that was when she did that. I was just like, dude. I was like, I know Tristan is super fucking offended right now. What the fuck?
But I feel like somewhere backstage they're like, okay, this is the full ass Japanese sentence you're gonna say, and she's like, no, just give me a word, and then just.
But you know that thing that I told you that I like how they do in Tekken, in Tekken, how everybody speaks in their native tongue and everyone can understand each other. I'd like it when they do it in Tekken. The fact that this dude was speaking in fluent Japanese to her and she was responding in English, it was annoying. It was annoying.
It was it was a little weird. I didn't mind it only because obviously Japanese, but yeah, it just seemed weird to me because I would be like, just pick one. Like,
Yeah,
and I don't want to
like,
I don't want to tell you to just like, this is America, speak American. I ain't trying to say that, but at least if you're gonna do that,
No,
just speak
yeah.
Japanese, lady.
It's
Like,
just like, what the
you
fuck,
see him
dude?
cutting open a bear, in the least be respectful.
It was.
But he was cool, even though he didn't really do too much. He was cool. Suwande
He was super cool and seemed like he was gonna be a strong fucking bastard in a fight.
But
and
they
he was
only-
getting his ass kicked all over the place.
They only had 8 episodes, so they couldn't really do much with him. But he was all right.
I was like,
Suwande was
Yeah.
okay. I love the fact that
Yeah.
his head got chopped off. That was one of the 3 things, right? Yeah, one of the 3 things that I enjoyed.
that wasn't it.
That was one.
Oh, that you enjoyed. No, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was one.
It wasn't
I
cool,
guess-
but it was enjoyable.
It was like because it was surprising. I didn't expect it, but it was nice. And then obviously the other thing was fucking
Office.
Elektra's. Well, yeah, that's number 1. But number 2 was Elektra backstabbing and saying his name is Matthew, like, and all that shit. That was cool. His name is Matthew.
His name is Matthew.
His name is Matthew. Anyway,
His name Matthew.
And then the guy.
We chat about.
Honestly,
We chat about Devil of El
I'm
Kitchen.
the
Him name
biggest
Matthew.
fan of Madame Gao, just because throughout that entire series, you can see this bitch is just trying to stay the fuck alive.
Yeah.
She don't trust no goddamn body, but she will tell you whatever you need to hear to make you feel better, so that she stays alive.
And she
'Cause she's-
fucking made it. She
Yup.
snuck out.
God, shit! If I was her, I would have snuck. I would have force palmed myself right up that fucking shaft and just got.
Yeah, I mean,
the
what
fuck
are you
out.
supposed to do if you're an old Asian broad? You gotta sneak out.
Isn't that
Like,
what you do regularly though?
Force palm myself up shafts? Hell
Wow.
But anyway,
Aroused.
so with that said, because I'll end it because we've been talking about this for a long time, I think it was just really poorly paced. I think it had good elements, but I think the bad elements, Finn Jones just kind of overtook everything. And I wish that they did the hand better. I don't know. Added
What
a
would you
foot
give it?
or
Reggie,
something.
mid, or loud?
I'd give it a mid. Because I need to give it high enough so that way when I say that Iron Fist is lower than that you understand that
Yeah.
that was bad. So the
Yeah.
Defenders wasn't too like between Charlie Cox and Kristen Witter, like Daredevil and Jessica Jones, like out of the 4 of them saved it a little bit more. Also Misty Knight
Yeah,
in my
Misty Knight
opinion
is
did really well.
lovely.
Obviously,
And her getting her arm chopped off is
was
the
not a
highlight
fan.
of the show.
Was not a fan of that. And thank you
Until-
for calming me down.
Yes.
Thank you.
No, because now you know there's great things ahead of that.
I was
character.
misogynoir. I was like, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Tristan was. I was like, yo, before you start screaming problematic and all this extra shit, just know that that's not the case here.
I know. I was like, this is problematic. Why she gotta get
Yeah, this is a setup for something much greater.
if we even get it. But yeah,
No,
so
we will.
it's
They're not gonna cut her arm off and not do nothing with it. They're gonna do something with it.
but yeah, I think it was a
Regardless
mid.
of how many-
Yeah,
Regardless of how many fucking tomatoes this show got, they're gonna keep making more of these fucking things.
I mean, yeah, because people still watched it. So,
Yeah,
They
so
got it.
it's fun.
but yeah, it's a mid for me. I say watch it, but just know what you're getting yourself into.
All right, I gave it a mid to Reggie. Tristan gave it a mid. Who's next? Drusif?
It was
Phoenix?
mid. It was
Okay.
mid for sure. Yeah, I felt the way about the Luke Cage. Like at the beginning of the show, every time he came on the scene, they were playing hip hop music. Like,
Hip hop and R&B.
it's like this motherfucker's like it was Hot 97. The scene that they put in that second or third trailer of them fighting in the headquarters, it was not as bad as finding out Wonder Woman was in Batman versus Superman, because that was one of the better fighting scenes, and we already saw it in the trailer. So like when it was going
Yeah.
on, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool, but I saw this. It would have, because that was one of the few fighting scenes. So it would have been better if I didn't know anything about it or see it come together prior to it happening. Yes, Iron Fist is a piece of shit in the show. But his fighting is, I don't know if they kind of heard the cries. It was a little better, but it's still like, it doesn't make sense, because after the show, I went to read some of the comics, and in the comics, like they send like 50 guys at him at once, and he like handles them. But in the show, he barely can take care of 10.
Actually, let me ask one question and then say one more thing.
No, go on.
Does he in the comics only have the one fist or two? It's two, right?
He has literally chi on both hands and feet.
Okay, that's what I thought. Ridiculous. And then second thing, before, and I'll let Badman speak. I feel like every time.
Badman.
Oh, sorry. No.
That was very Caucasian of you. All of us look alike.
Yeah. Even though I don't know what that nigga look like, you all look the same.
Oh.
One knee. So much is happening right now.
Yeah, that was your first slippage on air. It took me months.
Tristan, what was your question? What was your question?
No, I was gonna say every time the villains, like anytime any villain would talk to Iron Fist, I feel like they were talking on behalf of like the viewers. They're like, "You're the worst Iron Fist ever." Oh, you're the Iron Fist, aren't you? You're the stupidest Iron Fist I've ever seen.
No, that plays a role because as the hand is a very old organization, and there were different Iron Fists. Some of them died. Like
yeah, it's a lineage.
I think the hand read the comics too. That's why.
Yeah, no, like in the one that I read, it's about an Iron Fist from like World War II, and then he was just like, "Yo, I'm over this shit," and then he just dips. Yeah, he's not Iron Fist no more. But then they're trying to like steal some like ancient book of his, and then he's trying to help the current Iron Fist.
That could be true what Tristan said though, because in the comics they don't really rag on Danny about like previous Iron Fist too much. Like occasionally, like when stuff is happening and he's like in a like this one arc where he was like in a real low point mentally, and him and Misty had a relationship in the comics. Him and Misty had broken up, and he was like in a real low point mentally, and he was just like bagging broads, and he couldn't focus his chi and a whole bunch of shit. So like people from Kunlun were like actually like getting on his ass about shit, but they don't really do that to him in the comics. I think they were really trying to do that in the show. That might have been a running gag, like low key, that we didn't pick up on. And if it is, that is beautiful. And now the show has 3 full cool things that happen.
Yes, we know we casted a piece of shit Iron Fist.
But we're gonna make fun of him.
Yeah, you're gonna deal with it.
Because we're not gonna unviv him. Yeah, go ahead, Drew.
I was trying to think. Like that last scene with the Wu-Tang was pretty. Like, I mean, I guess you felt the way, but it fit well with the fight scene and everything. The fight scene was cool, pretty cool, but then it's like the way it ended, it wasn't the greatest. Then, like, I mean, it's cool that also for someone who's casual, who doesn't read them and stuff, and like even watching with my girlfriend, she kept asking me like, "Is he dead? Is he dead?" I was like, "He can't be fucking dead, or whatever."
You need to be.
Who?
Daredevil.
Oh.
But I mean,
I thought you meant Iron Fist.
Well, no. But then I mean, like in a way, and then I was explaining to her briefly. I'm like, I don't think I mean, it's like either he wasn't dead, but they can definitely write him off for a while because mad other people are Daredevil at some point. So like Daredevil isn't always Daredevil. Someone like jumps in the role for him as the Devil of Hell's Kitchen. So I was like, he's not necessarily dead, but they may be writing him out in a way to introduce that.
Well, no, because when they do season 3 of Daredevil, I guess it's gonna pick up where he wakes
well, yeah,
up
that was the thing.
Saved by nuns.
No, I think that was one of the highlights.
He found God.
That was one. I think that was a highlight though, because yes, they created the story of like So with that whole mystery now of everyone thinking he's dead and him not actually being dead.
Wait, sorry, hold on, wait. Do you remember when he was arguing with Stick, and Stick said some shit about being Catholic? And he was like, "Don't you dare turn my religion on."
Yeah. I love God. Don't you love God? What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
I love the Lord.
Oh, God, I fucking hate this show. Oh, my God.
No, I'm trying to think what else. Like, I'm just picking at lows and highs of the show that I like.
There are highs?
I guess I'm trying to think like what. I mean, I kind of
Misty's shirt being tight as hell is a high for me.
Well, yeah, I'm not told. Well, the Luke Cage sex scene was a high. I was like, damn, I gotta.
That is also high. Yeah,
I was like, I gotta pull that in the crib one day.
You gotta buy a table.
Well, yeah, I was like, well, it's gotta be when I actually have money, because if I do that when I'm poor, then I don't want to like not have a kitchen table. But
Nah, just go to IKEA.
I kind of, well, IKEA is cheap as hell. definitely don't want IKEA.
Exactly.
You gonna hurt yourself.
I'm
fucking on that.
yeah. I done broke IKEA bed, so the table definitely wouldn't last. But
I wonder.
Wow.
Well,
I was like, where's Phoenix?
make the fat joke if you want, but the Rompin shop was a Guan,
What?
and
No, I was making
Take him
sense,
wrong.
though. I said sick.
that's why. Oh, yeah, that's exactly the romp. Pure empanadas. But
Yikes. Earned.
But fuck, what was it? What was the thing I was about to say that I did like?
Becky,
I wasn't not the fan. I was kind of with the how they came together. I see where they were trying to go with it. It didn't come together too well, but it's other like crew type of movies or shows where like they all just on different like even kind of like Power Rangers movie we saw. Like they were just all like random people, and then they kind of just came together for a common goal. Like it's not the greatest comparison, but I see where they were going with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still pretty cool. I think how they came together was, but like you said, the part with putting the two of them in a room, like, oh, both of you motherfuckers got powers, like y'all should be friends. Like that's not how superhero alliances come together and shit.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Yeah. So like, yeah, they don't just come in a room together and then like it kind of just been like it. You know, it would have came together more if like the scene when they go into the headquarters and they just all happen to be there.
If they let that happen organically, where they all showed up like that, that would have made more sense to me.
Yeah, where they did the 4 different lines, because the show starts where it's like 4 different storylines.
Yeah,
so everyone was just doing what they were doing, and then it all led them to that building. The way,
if they all showed up at fucking Wu-Tang Financial at the same time, it would have been great.
Good night, and that's it. We're done.
But no, they had to make some fucking bullshit. That's literally how like racist white people think. Like, you're black, friend Daryl, you must know him. No, motherfucker, we don't.
No, that's
know
like
each other.
I like when they talk about on TV shows and shit, like when two women that are married, they freaking just invite the other homegirl over. It's like, bring your husband. They both like football. Let them go talk and be friends.
And just sit in the room like, bitch, I don't like this motherfucker. What make you think we gonna get along? Because we both like foosball.
Just because we like football, and he's not even a fan of the same team and some shit. Even if it was the case, it'd be like, yo, this motherfucker's corny. Or like he drinks fucking Coors Light, and I like Bud. Fuck this guy. Like, freaking. But yeah, that's I feel like I like where it was going.
Rubbish.
It didn't come off the greatest.
Rubbish. No, it was terrible.
Overall, like I said, it was mid. Like I said, in the essence of the continuity and the shows and stuff, you definitely need to watch it, because this is definitely setting a major plot for Daredevil season 3, and I feel like there'll definitely be stuff that happens in Punisher, the upcoming Punisher, the trailer, which we didn't talk about either, or the little.
I'm saving that for the end of the show.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, overall, this mid. Watch it. It's just short. Like I knocked it out in a day. You can knock it out quick. You have a comic or girlfriend who's interested. You can answer plenty of questions, and
I say if you're going to watch it, watch 2 episodes. Hit up Spank Bang. Watch another 2. Go get something to eat. Do another 2. Maybe hit the gym or just bust out a couple of push-ups.
The show. Wait, where was it? I said the show doesn't really start until episode 3, I believe.
Yeah, nothing really kicks off major until episode. You don't
5.
Even, you
no,
literally
3, and then the next big point is 5 is a big fight scene, yes, but most of it's just fucking.
Didn't they go to Wu-Tang Financial by 3?
Oh my god!
No, I think that was 4. I think that was 4.
Yeah.
Because no, it was
the
4
end of 3, beginning of 4. Yeah.
Because 5 is when they were in the restaurant, and then
in the old dirty Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, then the next high point is
that food
6,
looked good though.
And then
discuss that pork.
Look good.
Oh, hilarious! Oh god, so funny. He's blind, but his senses. We got it. Oh my god, funny.
That was a freaking DC punchline right there, like with
Jesus
the from the Justice League trailer. And then the next high point after that is in the last episode with the Wu-Tang fight scene. Other than that,
you're gonna have a hot Spider-Man.
Yeah, but overall, there's only like a couple of high points, a lot of talking, but it's just that the problem is there's nothing wrong with talking in Marvel shows, because Daredevil season 2 has both. and the show is freaking amazing. Like as I think Chris and I mentioned before, the
mean,
Daredevil Punisher monologue on the roof.
Yeah, I mean,
was freaking amazing.
That conversation is better than 8 episodes of this mid-Fender shit.
Yeah, like Daredevil has monologue in it, but
and they were just fucking talking, but they were talking important shit, like the differences in their point of views in what they do. Like one of them considers themselves to be like a savior and somebody who's doing the right thing for the community and just beating up thugs and shit, and the other one pretty much doing the same thing, but thinks what the other one is doing is a half measure and doesn't get the job done for real.
The both of them came together better. That was an organic.
That was an organic meeting. Why they couldn't do that shit with these stupid sons of bitches? I could not understand.
They were at conflict, but then they realized that at the end of the day, if they were just,
I thought you were going to say they were at Comic-Con. I was like, yep, yeah, they were.
They sure were.
Yeah, they were. At
I mean, they all were,
along with everyone else.
They're
Yeah,
their link up. Well, yeah, we don't know what's going to be in New York. We ain't getting shit. But freaking they're coming together. Daredevil and Punisher in the show was definitely much more organic compared to the.
Yeah, but that's not fair because Daredevil season 2 had Punisher in it, and that was automatically going to be the best thing ever.
No,
anyway.
I mean, it just seems like now for some reason I don't know what it is that the writers have just fell off, but there's definitely. They could have definitely fucked up Punisher because it's not like they made a bad Punisher movie before.
Yeah, I'm not here for that negativity.
Well, I'm just speaking facts here. So it's not that Daredevil couldn't get fucked up, but they did Daredevil right, and John is doing a great job with him. Hopefully, like I'm just hoping this will break the current trend of Marvel shows of being kind of mid, and Daredevil brings it back to the great.
Nah, they're gonna put Iron Fist in that too.
Nah, Punisher is gonna bring it back up, and then Daredevil season 3 or
I think Daredevil season 3
is gonna ramp it up even higher. They have no choice.
Well, let me. This is you saying that. Actually, the crazy thing that I wasn't crazy about Jessica Jones as the show, but their Defenders kind of made me like her more. Like I would actually watch the show again. I know Phoenix likes the show, and I was like, maybe I just
same.
And I mean, I liked what you call it, Homeboy. I can't remember. I never can remember Graves. What is it?
Kilgrave.
Kilgrave.
The Purple Man.
Le Purple Man.
I like Kilgrave a lot. So maybe I got to revisit it. I may like the show again. But Defenders.
Literally the first thing I've ever seen David Tennant in, and he blew me away in that role.
Yeah, he was fire. Like
Kilgrave
I don't know that character. That was the thing too. So it's like actually,
Purple Man is a son of a bitch.
I got to read him, but actually, that's something that's on my current read list. We'll probably if we talk about it in the show of comics, but I did recently get the Jessica Jones, the most recent series, and Chris actually recommended it also. So
yeah, that's the thing. Love the new run of the Jessica Jones comic, but blur.
Yeah, so that's I'm gonna maybe check her back out, but yeah, overall mid. Just yeah.
Phoenix.
I think you should.
Time to start screaming.
Dang,
there's no screaming. Dang it, Robert.
No, because I know when it happened, you screamed.
Oh yeah, but you're mad at one point for sure.
I was shook if too, but I liked it.
I think for me, okay, so the show was just boring, like all the way around. The first episode, I get why they had to do it that way, but the first episode was literally like watching paint dry. Because as soon as it opened up with Iron Fist, I instantly really got pissed off. I was like so pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And I tweeted him calling him the cancer of the MCU.
Oh, that is not good.
But a lot of people have been tweeting him saying like he's the Jar Jar Binks of the MCU, which is true.
That is more accurate, yes. The real cancer of the MCU is Hawkeye, but we'll get to that another show.
I like Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No.
I don't know what to really like. This was really a waste of 8 hours for me. Especially at the end of hour 6. Let me just give you a rundown memory lane for me. Because
we're here at the bottom of the 6th hour.
We were sitting there we were sitting there and it was Tristan, me, it was Della who likes to look in my phone for some reason. It was Chris.
It's okay, Della. We've all seen dicks we weren't supposed to see.
And Brooks. Yeah, and
no, Brooks wasn't there.
Who was there next to?
It was Andre.
Who was sitting next to you?
Andre.
Who the fuck is
That's
Andre?
right. Okay, I'm sorry, Andre. I
Oh,
called
that
you
guy.
Brooks. Wow, really, just
Wow.
So when the Gorn walked on stage, and I remember it like it happened last October, and it was just she walked on like I'm old money, bitches. I'm here. Stand on your feet, bow in my greatness, and we did, and we got the wrestling marks going that day, Chris, and
Holy shit. Holy shit. Then she
yeah,
walked off like, you bitches never been to Prague. And then she flew off.
yes.
Okay.
And we had news articles written about us. It was interesting. I think the Fat Man sent us that, and to see her in this show, I was like, yes, just 30 years of excellence just walked on the screen. She's given me Blanche Devereaux realness in the MCU, and then at the end
Like,
of episode,
make no mistake about it, Sigourney Weaver is
still that
sci-fi
bitch.
goddess.
Yeah.
She is like the goddess of sci-fi. Like, among a few other women, like, Carrie Fisher, obviously, rest in peace, and a couple of other women who have been doing this since all of us were children or before some of us were even born.
Yeah, like Mark Hamill.
Wow.
But yeah, I know. But as I'm watching episodes 1 through 5, I'm like, okay, the Gorn is really going to step up here, and we're just going to see this badassness come through. It's going to take away from the fact that the only characters I'm interested in is Jessica Jones and Daredevil. And then at the end of episode 6, Elektra just cuts her down, and at that moment,
the show was over for you.
It really was. Like, I literally was like, I'm not watching the rest of this shit because I don't care. I really could care less. I'm done with it. This is just the most ridiculous. You literally wasted her as a screen presence. And this is why I want to start a petition to get rid of Joseph Loeb, the head of Marvel TV. I think he needs to resign. Like, you're on a track record of 3 shows that, in my opinion, are subpar. That's The Defenders, that's Iron Fist, and that's half of Luke Cage. And which worries me for the future of the Netflix brand. Punisher looks good, but I'm worried.
You guys are starting to worry me. That I wasn't worried.
It's just they're starting to show a track record at this point that I'm not liking.
No, yeah, I know.
And
that's the thing. I'm trying to separate what I know of Punisher as a character, John Barenthal as an actor, and his performance in season 2 of Daredevil from all of this other horror shit, and thinking it could stand on its own and be good separately. I want that to be the case, but I know for a fact that it's the same people running the show. It'll probably have maybe a similar pace. Hopefully not, but I don't know, man. I wish all the best for Frank. I'm sorry.
I think it'll be all right.
I think so too, because
Finn Jones ain't in it.
Number one. Number two, Frank Castle is not a power-based character. So that's not something that you have to try extra hard to do or have wild choreographed fight scenes that won't look believable or good.
It's got to be John Wick.
Yeah, basically. And we've seen what he did.
There's more tactical.
Yeah, we've seen what he did when he fought the Kingpin in the prison. We saw what he did when he fought Daredevil to a standstill. We saw what he did when he was fighting the Hand, when he fought Elektra for a little bit. Like, we saw what they could do choreograph-wise and how they want Frank Castle to fight. We've seen how he uses guns. That shit is precise. He's using precision fucking gun work. Like, I don't see why they would ruin the show that is his. I don't see why. I mean, yes, we have
Marvel TV.
No, yeah, I know. And of course, we have these last couple of pieces of shit to go by. And God only knows the movies didn't like hold up that well, except maybe some of the bits of the Thomas Jane one. But there's actually a really good fan-made thing that Thomas Jane is in. I think maybe he backed it a little bit on YouTube, and it's a really good Punisher thing. Like, you guys should check it out. I'll maybe put the link in the show description so you guys could see it, but probably not. Anyway,
I think the first Punisher movie was good with Kevin Nash and John Travolta.
Jesus Christ.
The only reason I liked that one was because John Travolta was a badass.
Yes, that's the one with Thomas Jane.
I was mad tired. I came home, went to sleep.
I did, and he's having a full conversation.
Wow.
So, okay, back. I mean, it just, and then after that, I literally, I didn't even really watch episode 7. I fell asleep on it because I didn't care. I think at the end of,
Well, you didn't miss anything.
what was it? Well, I figured. At the end of 8, I still think Madame Gao is a standout MVP of the show.
Yeah.
Yup. Gal Palm.
And Gal Palm.
She started weak though, because it was crazy. Because like at the beginning, it was kind of like she was this like a punk. She was the Doja for the Gorn.
Yeah, she was getting bitched out.
Yeah,
But not
so,
even
like,
that though. You always know she's been methodical since she's been in the Netflix realm. So
Right.
But you didn't really see it. But you didn't really see it at first. It was just kind of like she just come on scene and like get yelled at, screamed on by her, and then she would leave. So it wasn't until later in the show that she.
Yeah, because she used to talk. She used to talk
form.
cash shit to Kingpin. Like, she would talk cash shit
Yeah,
to Fist.
But Kingpin
Yeah.
couldn't beat her though. So there's that.
That's
true. I mean, if you really think about it, and I'd like to attribute this to the Gorn, because just to play it in my head to really make it like her worthwhile outside of her Marvel check that she got, I think it was the Gorn yelling at her that Gal found herself, and she would not have found herself if the Gorn had not yelled at her.
She unlocked the true power of the Gal.
Yes. She unlocked the true power of the Gal when Gorn was yelling at her, and
that's
then
the first
Elektra,
time we
who
seen
she
her
was-
fight, which was cool too. She was getting the shaking.
And can we talk about the guy, the villain from Iron Fist,
Who, the
like the Hispanic guy or whatever? he
Bakuto?
was? Yeah,
Bakuto?
Oh, Bakuto.
he
I
was
hate the way
so-
they say his name.
Bakuto.
So no.
I mean, that's how you're supposed to say it. Yeah.
I think Claire Templeton again. Rosario.
Sakura.
Claire Templeton. Sakura. What is happening?
Is that her name, Claire Templeton, or is it Claire Temple? What's
Temple.
it?
It's just
Okay.
Temple.
Okay, well, I'm calling her Templeton now.
The fourth defender.
Like Q Capital. Q Capital.
Yeah. Q Capital. The fourth
Tristan
defender.
wasn't here for that. Damn it. So I think she would stand out. I think
But she's always standing.
Carling, what's her name? Carling Wing.
Colleen Wing. Did
Colleen
you watch
Wing.
Yeah.
anything?
I told you I zoned out. Like after I was done, especially after the
No,
Gorn took a nap.
you're just bad at names because you do that for shit that you've actually paid attention to.
No, I know all of the Robert Downey Jr. movies and the characters he's played.
Oh, Tony
Okay.
Stark? How difficult is that?
About the weird
The
science.
Judge, Due Date, Zodiac. I can continue. Okay.
Lincoln Osiris from
He was
Tropic Thunder.
Thank you.
He was a punk in Weird Science. He's like a bad bully.
I'm just a dude playing another dude disguised as a dude.
I should go to Comic-Con dressed up like him.
I don't need to be in blackface. I got that
Exactly.
I
going.
was gonna say you're
Boom.
gonna a black man blackfacing.
Boom. I don't have to put any makeup on.
Yeah.
But no, on the whole, I think the show.
Yeah, my kind of party. Oh, your kind of party too. Everyone's kind of party.
It's inclusive.
Exactly.
all inclusive show.
the whole is fluid. All right.
Yo,
to
gender
those waters.
Brooks.
Gender fluid holes.
Yo,
I think the show, on a scale of 1 to 10, deserves a 0.5.
No, we don't do it that way. We do Reggie, mid, or loud. This is how
Well-
we rate things now.
Well, I'm gonna do Beyonce, Kelly, or Michelle, and this is
Dude,
Christ.
there's like
This-
7 people ever that will know how to rate this like the way you're doing it.
Gay.
yeah, I was about to say you're being very gay right now.
Well, I'll rate it
Like you
anyways.
just have to take.
For the kids, this is a
You
Michelle.
had to take our hood rating and just make it gay.
No, because
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what the difference is between what you just said. Like,
Reggie is regular weed. It doesn't
Michelle.
get you high. It's
what?
trash.
Oh, okay.
Mid is mid
Kelly.
Yeah,
grade.
mid is Kelly. Mid is Kelly.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
Wow.
Tristan.
And
For,
you
say-
see, this is why Tristan and I get along right now. So this
and
is
loud would be Beyonce.
Well, this damn sure ain't
Beyonce is loud. She's damn loud.
She's that fire.
Yeah, she's definitely that fire.
Especially if
she's
you've
that
seen these eclipse pics.
Oh God, yes. Like her. Anyway, let's move on. So I would give this a half a Reggie. I would give this a half a Reggie.
A Nick. She's a Nick or Reggie.
So it's Reggie to mid.
Yeah, this is like, and this is so funny. I'm starting to equate like the Marvel TV stuff, like the DC movies, like now, and then like DC television is like the MCU for their universe. So
that's quite quite interesting.
It's so weird that way, especially DC animated.
But the thing is that Marvel TV didn't start like this. It started on they
started very strong.
Yeah,
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still good.
It is.
Yes, I'm saying Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is good.
I'll fight you.
Daredevil.
Right.
Daredevil was good. Luke Cage was cool. It was just that should have been 8 instead of the full 13.
Man, they all should have been fucking 8, dude.
And Killgrave was
you.
good. He made Jessica Jones for me. I really that's like he was one of the where I said on other shows where Marvel needs that villain. Killgrave was one of the
he's back in season 2.
Yeah, but he's one of the rare occasions where a villain really stood out in a Marvel production.
I think it'll be a flashback though.
Kristen?
Yeah,
no, because he's in season 2, but I think it's just a flashback. He's not like actually back.
Yeah, he's probably not in it because
it's probably just more PTSD.
She's so traumatized. Yeah, she's traumatized as fuck by him. So yeah, she's just gonna be her.
Or Gal could have brought him back.
Shut up.
I mean,
all the people to waste their secret Jesus juice on.
Well, no, they
already
no, but see,
fucking Brock Sky.
No, but see, that's what
though. She just hit the plug.
But that's the fucked up part because both Daredevil and Jessica Jones had legitimately good villains. They had Kingpin, Madame Gao, Killgrave.
Oh yeah, Kingpin was good too. I'm sorry.
They had great. Punisher was in there as the anti-hero for the second season. Elektra came in. They had a little bit of the hand. They had good shit to work with. Like Luke Cage had Cottonmouth in the beginning, and then I don't know why they went that way. And then
how was Cottonmouth better than
Diamondback? The dude the Diamondback is supposed to be the dude.
Yo, he's trash.
But Cottonmouth was better than Diamondback. That made no sense.
But you have to equate it to
I think they just forced it on. I just think they forced in Diamondback when they didn't need to.
Nah. Because both of those actors are really good. But
the thing is, they wrote him wrong. No, Chris and I have said, read the new arc of the Defenders.
No, see, I'm sorry, Drew. I have to apologize because I think I did that to you. Honestly, I should have never let you read that before this show came out because you were probably expecting way too much.
I said after I read the first edition, and that was the thing, like. It wasn't even a comic that it had to grow onto you and shit. Like Secret Empire kind of had to grow onto me. But as soon as I read it, I text this motherfucker like, "Yo, if the show was anything like this, I'm fucking sold."
And I kept saying, if the show isn't like this, keep it. They should have kept that.
Yo, the comic is fucking fire. Like this. Like,
do I have a copy of this?
You have all the copies. Stop asking this question.
Yes. I was about to say fuck, I forgot. But yeah, anyway, Diamondback is fire and like he's fucking them all up. Like it's crazy.
And Punisher's in it too. It's
oh yeah, Punisher is in it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so
they need to get some of them. They need to get some of the comic writers.
Fucking crazy in it.
And the crazy shit is that he still gets fucked up in it. He gets hurt, but he still does the damn thing. But at the end of the day, he's human. So he gets in a fight, he'll be like have a fucking fucked up rib, but he'll fuck you up, and then after he'll be like, "Yo, I'm fucked up right now."
But Drew, did you notice the difference in the way Jessica Jones looks in that comic versus her solo title?
Yeah, they draw it totally differently.
You know why though, right? The solo title that's out now that she has is the one that's like parental advisory. It's it's fucked up, but they started that like. That was an idea that was supposed to happen from before her show started. So they had already had this in mind. Yeah, they had already had this in mind.
Yeah, because it came out late last. It makes sense because the show's been out and this only launched late last year. And usually like I said, they do everything on the same timeline.
Yeah, and it takes place because of fallout that happened throughout like different comic events within the Marvel universe. However, they also have this separate sort of universe within the Marvel universe that doesn't tie in, where Jessica Jones is also a part of the Defenders and not as fucked up as her solo title. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why they've continued to do that, but for whatever reason, it works because she's still sarcastic and she's still pretty fucked up, just not as.
I mean,
fucked up
and it's fucking comics. Like we didn't even make a shot or anything today about the freaking the geeks in general and their critiques of shit. I mean, well, generally the crazy shit is that a lot of people haven't really said much bad about this show. Out of all things, out of something bad, they were freaking getting pissed about the Game of Thrones episode last night, which is fucking ridiculous. But yeah, you freaking critic geeks, shut the fuck up. As usual, you say at least once to show.
I don't know, but it's the wildest thing to me is that people actually like this show. Because this isn't coming from a place where I'm going, oh, the comic is way better than the show. That's natural. Most written material is going to be better than the actual fucking physical media from TV or movies. That's a fucking given in most cases. However, what they could have done with this show, they literally chose not to do. They could have done so much with this because unlike things like Civil War, where you can't replicate most of the things that go on in that event because you don't have rights to certain characters and so on and so forth. They have everything they need.
Everything. They could have brought Diamondback back. He could have broke out of jail.
They could have had Kingpin in it if they wanted.
They could have had, but they're probably saving him because Kingpin is so big. They're probably saving him for Daredevil.
But yeah, most likely. But he could have still been in it because I'm pretty sure Madame Gao's gonna fucking pop up in it.
Well,
yeah, he could have worked from the shadows or something, or like even that could have. I mean, they did set the foundation for
wow.
They set the foundation for Daredevil season 3, but they definitely could have used him in this too. Something just to give it something more.
Man, shout out to Turk for being in every one of these series as well.
Gotta get that money.
Turk.
Oh yeah, Turk.
Support black businesses.
Yeah,
like we know Claire Temple. We know Claire Temple has made it across all of these shows, but Turk is also in every single one of them.
Yeah, Turk.
Don't forget about Turk.
What was about to say about this shit? I forgot again what I was about to say about setting the foundation of this shit. But I don't know.
Basically how they had all the tools to make one of the greatest. Well, not one of the greatest, but they had the tools to make a good show, and they didn't even do that. Well, they could have put together some exciting fight scenes. They could have put together some really good fellowship moments, some dope banter and camaraderie. They chose not to do any of that.
No, there wasn't even no team up moves.
The only thing that they did that was great.
Thank you, Drew. Hold on, Phoenix. I'm sorry. That is a huge thing.
There was not one. I just thought about that.
That is actually a really good point. There was 0 team-up moves. You have 2 dudes who can do crazy kung fu, well, supposed to, and you have 2 really strong superhuman strength people, and then
a blind guy.
Like you can't, like, bro, there should have been crazy team-ups.
Nah, son, what you
mean?
mean?
Know who started the team-ups in the MCU? Okay, Captain Puerto Rico and Iron Man.
Yeah, I know.
Shut up.
Yeah, but that's because that came to my mind.
They did the move from the Marvel Alliance games, and I couldn't believe they did that.
Yeah, because the Avengers movies have.
They did it from the first Avengers movie.
Yeah,
the
one thing I also remember from when you were saying earlier, Chris, about even like the hand bringing back Elektra and shit like that. They basically pulled a X-Men Apocalypse.
Elektra.
The hand bringing back Elektra.
The who?
They brought back the electrician.
Not the who, the hand.
They brought back the electrician.
They bring the electrician. But no, they definitely pulled an X-Men Apocalypse with the changing of the powers and shit like that. Because like you said, this wasn't no continuity of, like I said, Luke Cage being able to get beat up and shit like that.
Ass kicked.
But yeah. Overall, I'm over talking about that show. Fuck that show.
I want to talk
about it. Watch it for
watch it for the purposes of being upset.
I know what we
I
can talk
want-
about.
And
The Rat King.
no,
Wait.
I'm not going to be marginalized anymore on this show. I'm not talking about that either.
I was gonna say the end of the program, but what
Yeah, I
else?
know.
What happened?
Yeah, no, yeah, I knew you. I mean, I'm good.
No, yeah.
I guess
I don't really have too much of a comic roundup this week. Everything has been pretty solid, regular. Nothing that.
Into is out. What else? There was a lot this week. Cable.
The Spider-Man with Peter and
Spider-Man.
Miles together.
I didn't start that.
That's-
Actually, I did.
That's
But I
actually
didn't
good.
The Speederman. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's Spider-Man.
Scott Speederman.
Yeah, that's
Scott Speederman.
Oh, and I'm actually about to read the first Infinity Gauntlet too. I just purchased that, so just repping, getting ready for the movie and shit.
Okay,
so.
Purse.
okay, puss.
You don't know if my fingers are crossed.
Please
Oh.
read Invincible Iron Man with Riri Williams before they cancel this book.
Oh, please pray. Yeah,
read
purchase that book.
Invincible Iron Man starring Riri Williams before they cancel this book.
Or else
I'm
it's
trying to get my
misogynoir.
I'm trying to get my hands on a first edition of that also. If anyone can
Support Black women.
Yeah, this because they
Not
the
only should you support it because it has a young black woman, it's really fucking good.
No, it's real good. Yeah, and I guess I'm trying to get the first one, but they only sell the book now version of the first 5 comics.
The last
but I
issue
wanna
that
read.
recently came out is incredibly good. All of them prior have been good. This isn't
there's
hyperbole. Get off your ass and support this fucking book.
Yeah, it's a real good book. It's a big, crazy development of a new character. I mean, it's nothing new because it's Iron Man, but to see a black person and a young black girl.
We're literally at the end of Black Panther and the Crew. So let's do.
And yeah, that died out.
Do your fucking due
support.
diligence and support and stop complaining about the shit not being out here because it's out here. Buy it.
Yeah, stop saying
Bitch.
that. We're not getting representation because fucking Secret Empire is been killing this year for Marvel. Batman and Superman regularly kill. So there's characters, there's comics there. If you're not
And
reading
Secret
them,
Empire
they're not gonna write
is
them.
full of Nazis and black people. I don't know what you're talking about.
So the crazy thing about Secret Empire is it's art imitating life right now. It's fucking
Kind of
wild.
is, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Wow.
I guess we'll wrap.
Shout out to anyone?
I want to shout out. I want not a shout out, but I want to put prayers up for the Punisher series because I don't want that to be bad. I don't want that to be bad.
I think it'll be
don't want
fine.
that to be bad.
I think you'll get the action you
Yo,
want
when does that-
out of it.
War Machine come out anyway.
Who knows? I don't
Okay.
have a date for it, but
Oh
I don't
wait,
think they have a date for
World
it
War
yet.
Machine.
World War Machine, yes.
I'm coining that because when they actually do use it, I want money.
Yeah, imagine that.
Well, bow-legged Peggy.
Oh, like it big. Okay.
With that being said, thank you all for joining. Pork buns.
Fuck.
And thank you, because wow. Okay. Shout outs to Uncle Phil and the gang over at the Xbox. For people to say no one wants one, it's interesting how it's sold out everywhere. So there's that. And we'll see you girls November 7th for the console launch.
Yep, from
And-
home.
Yes, yes.
Oh, it's November. It happens in November. Sorry, I was getting up to the minute news.
I
News
hate
and
ya.
nudes.
News
Same.
and news at 11. So with that being said, Chris, take us out.
Bye.